before the team play a game, the JFF was being pressured to get rid of me.
Pressured by who?
Outside forces. I won't call them names. I know they know who they are.
Right.
Outside forces, for whatever reason. I think a lot of it has to do with that they are not in control of Vin Blaine, right? Because no one can influence me to say anything about, like the federation or, I'm not saying the federation do everything correctly, or but my style is not to confront my employer in the media. I do it inside. I always say you can't fight. You cannot win a fight outside the ring. You have to go inside the ring to win the fight. And I do my fighting within the ranks of the ring, where I can have discussion with the general secretary or whoever else is responsible for decision making. So it doesn't bother me, but I know for that from day one, this is not the first letter that has been written, and they don't know I know. They don't know who I know. They don't know who they send letters to, right? And that is something that is something that happened. So I know the pressure was on from a long time, and I think the influence the players too.
So what were the issues that they said they had with you with this letter that they wrote? Yes.
The issues stem. They have three. I think there's three headings. I don't know all of them, but a couple of them that stood out to me on the coaching that said, like for instance, set pieces, lack of video analysis, things like that jumped at me. And set pieces I don't understand, because even before we started, before they came to Jamaica to the camp on the 4th of April, we had sent out a comprehensive document that showed them the set pieces that we were trying to do, and it's graphically set out. We also sent them a comprehensive schedule that covered from the day they arrived on the 4th to the day they leave on the 13th. From the Jamaica two games going over to Cayman, going down. All those things were set out for them. And that was one of the areas that they highlighted about lack of the absence of a schedule. They said daily or otherwise. So I don't know if these things were premeditated and not discussed properly within themselves. I am suggesting to all that this thing, that the letter wasn't written by any player. It was conveyed by a player, but not written by a player. I can tell that. But some of these facts doesn't stand. If you scrutinize all this, it's not so. Because a daily plan was sent to them. When breakfast is, when we're going to go to training, the time we leave for training, every day to send to their WhatsApp group. Not like when I used to manage Reggae Boyz, I have to print it out and put it under the door. Now we have WhatsApp, we have social media, we do that. Yes. So for them to say there's an absence of a schedule, daily or otherwise, it's untrue.
So strange.
It was sent out to them.
So Vin, what has the JFF said to you about this letter?
Well, the JFF, I spoke with the technical general secretary. Just an overview. We never had a deep discussion, but then because we were waiting to have a discussion about it, we haven't come up with any way to handle it. But then someone leaked it to the media. Say this is what's happening. So when you leak things to the media and this is out there now, then I have to come on and I don't want to be silent, because it's my name now that's out there at the head of it, at the head of the coaching staff.
All right, let's
say, put something straight.
Yeah, let's say the JFF decided, listen, we don't think what they're saying is true. We're going to continue with Vin Blaine. You think you would still remain in the job, seeing that the players really are not interested in you being their coach? You think you could coexist? Yes.
No, I don't. I have not made a decision if I'm leaving. I know the federation wants me to stay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that me personally, I have to make a decision on my own. What is it that how I'm going to approach this? Powers that be that is leading this the Chargers campaign against me would love for me to step away. And if I step away, not because I'm defeated, it's because I think it's the most sensible thing to do for my country. Mm-hmm. I can prove a point by staying. I can prove a point by leaving. But the right thing for my country is what I'm interested in. When I took the job to qualify the team for the World Cup. And of course, you're going to have people who are saying that I'm not the right person. And so that's just a normal thing. That's a normal occurrence for a coach. Right? So that didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So for me now to say it's hard to work in a toxic environment. And it was a toxic environment from day one. Based on the fact that some of my local staff was undermining me. Local staff that was loyal to the past regime, right? And they don't know who they are when I speak. But it's for me not to decide, can I work in this toxic environment? Is it going to be, how can I relate to players, that are anti-Vin Blaine? And I think as a sensible coach, I have to make a decision that's better for me, and still not destroy the program.
Vin,
kudos to those who come on and want to do what they have to do.
Right.
I have to make my own decision.
Vin, I have been talking to some people about this, and one of the things that I'm gathering that is still creating some bad vibes is an article that came out in 2016, I think it is, where Vin Blaine was attributed to say something about too many lesbians in the program. Now, I've spoken to you back then, and you said that you never said anything quite like that. My understanding is that is still one of the things that there are enough forces within that setup that is holding that against.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a situation that I was faced with when my dear friend Mark Stamp, who wrote the article, he has died since then. And I started to sue the Dina over it because I could prove that I didn't say those things. And I asked Mark to send me the draft of the article so I can look on it and see what he's saying, because it's a very sensitive topic. When I saw it, I asked him to correct all those things that he said, because I never said it. And the good thing, I did it by email. So I had all my things, because I was contacted by CONCACAF. What is this article all about? Because they had their diversity program in place, and I was an instructor for them. So if I was anti that, I would not be working with them. And I proved it, and I sent letters and I proved it. Now, when I was appointed recently for this job, one of the past coaches, two of the past coaches, one sent it into the group of the girls and saying that I'm not good for the program. But I know why it was done that way. The other one sent to his daughter, to send it to my assistant coach. And that definitely is what you see the depth they would go to discredit me.
Hold on, Vin.
Last time to get rid of me.
Hold on, we'll take a break. We're coming back. Fascinating chat with Vin Blaine. We said the coach still?